So I recently finished my book, Becoming Supernatural. Well, to be honest, I have like a couple pages left, but I'm at the end of Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. And I, for the first time, have learned about a mind movie. So I have implemented this into my life and I've already seen rapid change. So I wanted to make this to offer an opportunity for you guys to make your own. I'm literally on a mission to encourage everyone I know to make a mind movie now because I can see and understand the reason for it. So before we get into it, let's talk about two things. What is a mind movie and why do you want one? A mind movie is an opportunity for you to activate an emotional response to the things that you desire in your new reality. Okay. So in the book, Joe talks a lot, or Dr. Dispenza, he talks a lot about how your mind builds and creates based off of recognition and patterns. So every single morning when you wake up, you're immediately reminding yourself of who you've been, right? You're reminding yourself of the people you know, the experiences you've had, the way you were feeling yesterday, and you remind yourself, right, of who you are. And it goes a little bit deeper into talking about how when you're awake, when you're in the wake state, you're actually dreaming because this is all a projection. This is all something that you're creating. When you wake and you come back to the dream, you remind yourself of all of the components of the dream that are supposed to be there, right? And you don't create a new reality, you recreate the same reality. So my challenge was with this before I knew all of this was that I pay a lot of attention to my alignment, my well-being. I'm always creating. I feel really good. But I was not able to create something outside of something that I could feel, outside of something I could tap into. And the reason I've been able to create so powerfully up to now is because I've always had an example of the wanted. So, for example, when I wanted to own a house, I knew a lot of homeowners, young homeowners. So I was able to see what it would feel like. When I wanted a high rise apartment, I knew a lot of people with high rise apartments. So I was able to see and get up close to the feeling of having what I was after. Right now, I don't currently know any billionaires. I don't know people with a yacht. I don't know people with a private plane. I don't know people who do the things that I want to do. So me simply thinking about it every now and then was not enough for me to activate the elevated emotion that I believe will come from my new reality. What is it? What is the mind movie? It is an opportunity for you to activate these elevated emotions within yourself regularly and create a pattern and a familiarity so that your neural pathways will on their own create a system or a program that will automatically run on its own. And what I mean by that is like, have you ever gotten into the car and you drive somewhere? If you're in a big city like me, you drive 15, 20 minutes, you get somewhere and you can't even remember really how you got there. You don't remember driving there. You kind of were just on autopilot. And the reason for that is because your brain has established a program. At first it was you put your shoes on, you get into the car, you start the car, you fix your mirrors, you back out, you go into drive, you go to the place. But once you do that enough times, once it happens over and over and you make the same decision and the same decision after that decision over and over, it eventually becomes a program. That even goes into you having the emotions related to the experience, right? All experience ends with emotion. Emotion is what creates the experience, having an emotion after an experience. When you do something, let's say that you're always in traffic at 8 p.m., right? And you have road rage. So maybe you're always enraged, right? You're always angry around 8 p.m. And then one day you don't go to work around 8 p.m., your body is going to run that program and you might find yourself either heavily agitated or looking for a reason to be agitated or irritated because you're accustomed, your body's already prepared, and it might actually produce the chemicals that make you feel that emotion because it expects to. It's moving into the known, right? So what you're doing is you're going to take the reins, you're going to start creating your future and understand that your future lives in the unknown. So you want to start making new decisions to become this new person who lives in this new reality. Okay? It's nobody's fault. This is how it works, is that your reality, you live in your reality, you experience it, you have an emotional response to it, and over time, as you continue to have an emotional response to your current reality, it shapes your personality. The way that happens is you experience your reality, you have thoughts relative to it, right? Thoughts and feelings relative to it. You think those things over and over again and they become your beliefs. You believe those things over and over again, they affect your attitude. You act that way over and over again, your attitude turns into your personality, and before you know it, that is who you are and who people expect you to be. So they treat you that way. Even if you wake up and start acting a new way, they're going to treat you based on what you have consistently shown them, the pattern that you have been running, the program that you've been running. Okay, so we are going to start a new program, and the way that you do that is through your mind movie. The magic for the mind movie for me has been in realizing that all of the other things that I was able to create for myself, I created them by surrendering. Like I created them by exposure, experience, all that. But when they finally came into my experience, it was because I finally surrendered. I stopped trying to make it happen or be the maker, be the mate. You know, it's like you don't have to figure out how everything works. You don't have to pave the way. You just have to enjoy the path. Like that's not your work. So that was what I thought the key was. But now I realize the only missing piece for me was that even though I was willing to surrender and I had surrendered, I did not have proximity to the things that I wanted. I don't really see them. I don't really acknowledge them. I definitely was not having an emotional response to them, which to my body and my mind means that I'm not experiencing them for real. Okay. So with the mind movie, you basically get a picture, or I'm sorry, you basically get a video of a kaleidoscope. Okay. So the kaleidoscopes are the things that you used to look in and like turn, and all the images will turn, right? And it's like beautiful colors. Okay, so you pick one that you like, you get the kaleidoscope, and watching this, it actually calms the conscious mind. Okay, and it allows your subconscious mind to be open and receptive to new ideas and information. The reason you're doing this is because if you've been thinking the same thing, which you have for a very, very long time, you're not receptive to new ideas and information. Anything that doesn't match the way you've been thinking or feeling feels uncomfortable, unknown. Your ego pushes it away. So we want to reprogram, right? We want to get a new program. And so you're going to first tone your mind down, tone the conscious mind down, put yourself in a trance state with this kaleidoscope, and then you're going to start putting images and videos of this new reality that you want. While you watch this, a song that makes you feel love is the way I would describe it. A song that puts you in love, puts you in the state of love is going to be playing, and you're actually going to be training those neural pathways. You're creating and training those neural pathways to trigger an emotional response to the experience that you are now having by looking and observing these things. And this is how you make your new reality familiar. Okay, you start to remember your future instead of remembering your past. You've been up to now waking up and remembering your past. What happened yesterday? What did the kids do? What did your spouse do? Who did you fight with? Who did you get along with? What appointments do you have today? Be that you scheduled yesterday. You're reminding yourself of all the things that should be pulled back into the dream. But now, instead of pulling from this way, you're going to start pulling from this way. You're going to start remembering your future before it happens because you have created it. Okay. So that is the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. How are you going to make your mind movie? So let's get into it. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a video of a kaleidoscope. Now, I would honestly choose the one that looks the prettiest to you, that makes you feel good, right? We're never going to say that you have to go in any direction. You go in the direction that feels best to you, okay? So we're going to get on YouTube and we are going to search kaleidoscope. Now, you can either, oh, give me 1 second. Yeah, I got to get connected to the Wi-Fi real quick. Okay, cool. We're in. What you're going to do is you're going to get on YouTube. I think I chose YouTube for the kaleidoscope part just because it has more long form content. On Pinterest, you're going to find like 9:16 format. On YouTube, obviously, you're going to find the wide, like the 1080 by whatever it is, 512 or whatever. I would use YouTube for this part of it. You're going to get on YouTube, look up a kaleidoscope, and they have plenty of options for you guys. Okay, you're the kaleidoscope and choose the one that feels best to you. They have lots of options. You're going to see a lot of different colors. Watch one. Also, you guys, with the mind movie, like I'm learning to slow down, to take my time more. And part of that is in like when I get an idea that excites me, knowing, trusting that it doesn't all have to happen today. I'm a very like solution oriented power of now person, which is awesome, but things do not have to all happen today. So I did not make my mind movie in one day. I actually took it really easy on myself. I started with the Pinterest board and I just added to it over the course of like a week. So for like 7 days, every time I would like see a car, I'd be like, oh, let me add some cars that I would want. Or every time I think of travel, I'd be like, let me add some travel that I want, right? And I built it over time. Then I found my kaleidoscope video. Then I started editing the movie, So take it easy, do it in one day or do it in 1 week or do it in 1 month, right? It's all good. So you're going to scroll a little bit, find the kaleidoscope video that makes you feel the best. I really like these colors. So this is the one that I chose. And yeah, it's just satisfying to me. So this was my kaleidoscope video, okay? You are going to download the video, or like in my case, I screen recorded it because that was just easier for me. The download was giving me a little bit of trouble. So I screen recorded about 10-15 minutes of the kaleidoscope. You can duplicate it if you want it to be longer, but that's how long I did that for. The next thing that you're going to do, you're going to go to Pinterest. Okay, so you're going to open up Pinterest and you are going to start a new board called Mind Movie. Okay, so on Mind Movie, what you're going to do is you're just going to like think of anything that you want. You can start anywhere. What you want your face care routine to be, what you want your play to look like, where places that you want to travel. I started with, I believe, places I wanted to travel, and then I moved into like real estate properties, different like vibes of interiors that I would like. I added a record because I really want to record a song of my own. I want to have a show. I put some different properties that I want to go to in different places. My fitness goals. I even added a couple pictures that actually belong to me, just to kind of mix in there, because again, the subconscious doesn't know the difference really between what you've actually experienced and the emotional response you're having to an imaginary experience. So I added all of those things. Obviously, lots of pictures of money, yachts, all types of stuff is in here. Okay, I even edited myself like a screenshot of my Instagram profile so that I could see what it looks like for me to have 3.3 million followers, which is what I want, right? So all the desires, the ways that I want to dress, the instruments that I want to play, all of that stuff, okay? And then I know a lot of people use CapCut, so you're just gonna use the editing platform of your choice. Okay, I like Splice because I've been using it for years. It's just what works for me. So I come into Splice and I open it up, and then you're just gonna add in the assets that you've just gathered. So you're gonna come into Splice, you're gonna go ahead and add your video from YouTube with the kaleidoscope, and then you're gonna do an overlay. Okay, if you're not an editor, it's okay. This is like very simple. You can also look up a video on just like how to do an overlay, but I'll tell you right now, you add the video in right here, and then you're just going to add in the images that you want to have, and you're going to put them over the video. And when I say over, it looks just like this. So see how those are above, and that's an overlay. That means they're going to put it over what the current video is already showing. Okay, and that is literally how you make your mind movie. Now the song, oh, we forgot the song. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing. You're either going to download the song that you love, or you're going to come in here, like I did, and you're going to screen record the song playing. Okay, and then you pull that screen recording into Splice right here, and you just tell Splice that you want this video, and then you click on the video. Okay, click on it, and you see this little button right here. It says extract. Click extract, and it will pull the audio from the video, and it just pulls it right here into the bottom for you, and you have your mind movie. So now your song plays, right? And you see, guys, how the song plays for a full section of just kaleidoscope, and then it plays again with my mind movie playing, like with my images and my videos. What that does is it trains your brain to expect to have an emotional response during certain parts of your song. Does that make sense? So now when you watch this over and over, and you know that on the chorus you see pictures of the cars that you really want, and it makes you feel super excited and happy, even listening to the song without seeing the mind movie causes you to feel super excited and happy. So you're now triggering these emotional pathways, these neural pathways. You're training the new program, okay? So that is the mind movie. When it comes to things like outfits, clothes, anything with people, I have made the choice to like cut faces out. So most of my edits look like this, just because you are trying to see yourself in it. So either get something that looks like you or something that actually is you. Most of my mind movie is pictures, but I've been told that people like using videos even more. That was just giving me a little bit of resistance, so I didn't go that direction. But either way, the process is the exact same. All the things that you love are right here, all the things that make you feel good, that you desire in this new reality, and this is how you give yourself the opportunity to feel your future before it actually comes. Okay, like I said, I am on a personal mission to get everybody with a mind movie in their hand. I watch this at the beginning of every day now, and I've started falling asleep to it too. And guys, like I keep saying, even though we are doing this as like a manifestation practice, and you do want to create this reality, release yourself from trying to do it so that you'll get something. Like, release yourself completely from the outcome. Always throughout your day, throughout your life, choose the most exciting path that you can, even if it's just a little bit more exciting than something else, and then go for it with no expectation or need of the outcome. Okay? So the good thing about the mind movie, like I was saying, is that even if this does not come about, you're doing it for the good feeling of doing it, right? So you're not doing it so that you'll get the car, but you're doing it so that each moment of your life can be a happy moment, because that's what makes a happy life. Back to back, consistent, consecutive, positive moments. And you can get those when you choose in every moment to feel good and you find something that makes you feel good right now rather than waiting for the later, okay? That is how to make your mind movie. I'm happy to answer any questions. Check out my course on how to make it if you want something a little bit more in depth, and send me a DM if you are interested in having me make it for you. I'm happy to help. I think this is a huge thing for evolution, manifestation, new creation, identity shifting, and becoming exactly who you're meant to be. Remember that you are born abundant. I love you. I care about you. I'm here for you. I'm doing this with you. We're going to become new people together, and cheers to you and your new life.